there is no defendant in the. I'm the defendant in the case. Am I the defendant in the case? There's no victim. There's no victim to my crime, correct?
You have drug charges: possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, and driving while suspended are your 3 charges.
Yeah, but no victim.
Hey everyone. Today, I've got one of the most clueless sovereign citizens I've ever come across. This guy seriously needs a law book, or maybe 5, because it's painfully clear he has no idea what's going on. Get this. He walked into court without even realizing he was the defendant. Imagine showing up to a trial and not knowing you're the one on trial. Unreal, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, his level of cluelessness is off the charts. Now, to be fair, I don't know if he's struggling with something deeper, so I'll try to keep some respect and tread carefully. Honestly, I can't help but feel a little sorry for him. But what do you think? Do you feel bad for him, or are you just shaking your head? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's dive into this wild ride.
David Walker.
Yeah, it looks like he has 2 files.
I see that. All right, we'll next take up 2 cases, both entitled State of Kansas versus David Wayne Walker, 22 CR 398 and 22 CR 508. All right, we'll first take up 22 CR 508. This is my case. Mr. Walker, you failed to appear in front of me on July 17th for your preliminary hearing control docket. Where were you that day?
It's safe for sure, sir.
Okay, well, I issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture and set a new bond in the amount of $10,000 cash or surety. Are you still representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to continue representing yourself?
Look at me. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the paper. Yes, sir. Don't have any money to.
Pardon?
I guess I'll represent myself.
Okay. You understand that if you can't afford to hire an attorney, one would be appointed for you.
I don't know what he would do for me.
Okay. Well, he could provide you legal advice and perhaps advance any defenses you may have had, but if you want to represent yourself, you have that right. I just want to make sure you understand that if you can't afford an attorney and would like to have one represented you, I would appoint one for you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you wish to continue representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
The docket notes don't reflect if a waiver of counsel was ever signed. Do you have any notes that would reflect that he's waived counsel on the record or otherwise, Ms. Norris?
Your Honor, I just note that on December 30th of 2022, defendant stated that he would hire his own counsel, and then he had a failure to appear, and on May 5th, we did not appoint any counsel. I don't show an actual waiver, and the notes don't reflect that he did a waiver on the record. It just says that he would hire his own attorney.
Okay. Well, Mr. Walker, you've indicated here on the record that you wish to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. So I'm going to have you, if the jail has one, sign a waiver of counsel. Do you have a form?
I believe so.
All right. Can you read through that? Make sure you understand it. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me.
There is no defendant in the. I'm the defendant in the case.
Do you guys see why I started wondering if this guy might be mentally challenged? Look, I'm the last person to make fun of anyone with disabilities, but at this point it feels like he's missing a few brain cells. Seriously, there's just no excuse. He was offered free legal counsel, completely free, and still turned it down. Now he's sitting there about to sign a form acknowledging the risks of representing himself. And his very first question to the judge is, "Am I the defendant?" I mean, come on. How does that even happen? Can someone please help me make sense of this in the comments? I'm honestly torn. Either this guy is blindly following the sovereign citizen script, or he's genuinely that clueless. Because let's be real. How do you walk into a courtroom and not even know you're the one on trial? You don't have to be a legal expert. But that's the bare minimum you should understand, especially when you're locked up in a situation like this. And if this is part of the Sovereign Citizen Act, it's one of the weakest performances I've ever seen. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Victim. There's no victim to my crime, correct? The crime that I'm accused of, there is no victim in the crime.
The state of Kansas, you have drug charges, possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, and driving while suspended are your 3 charges.
Yeah, but no victim, correct? No victim in the crime? No victim?
I'm not sure I understand your question and what that has to do with your waiver of counsel.
Well, I'm the defendant. There must be someone making a claim that
The state of Kansas is making the charges against you, Mr. Walker.
the state of Kansas is the victim.
The state of Kansas charged you with these crimes. Do you wish to represent yourself, or do you wish to have an attorney representing you?
I will represent myself.
You've got a waiver of counsel in front of you, correct?
Yes, I suppose so. Why do I need to sign? Why do I need to sign it? Why do I need to sign this?
Because I like to have it documented in the file that you understand that you have a right to have an attorney representing you, and that if you can't afford to hire one would be appointed for you. And you understand that, and knowing those rights, you wish to represent yourself. That just documents that for the court file.
What I don't understand is why there is charges against me when there is no victim.
All right, Mr. Walker, I'm not going to play this game this afternoon. I'm going to set this case in front of me on
The record, because trust me, they're huge. We're talking things like, am I incarcerated right now? And, are you the judge? Yeah, you heard that right. This guy seriously needs a major reality check. At this point, I'm starting to think he might be playing dumb. Or maybe, even playing crazy. Asking the judge if he's the defendant on the record could be his way of acting clueless, possibly setting himself up for an appeal later. For those who don't know, there's a legal strategy called ineffective assistance of counsel, where a defendant argues they didn't fully understand their rights or charges, hoping to get their verdict thrown out. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what this guy is aiming for. So what do you think? Is he faking it, hoping to manipulate the system, or is he genuinely this lost? It's hard to say, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below, and let's dive back into this wild courtroom moment.
Trying to understand.
Mr. Walker, your case is being set on October 10th at 2:30 in front of myself, and that will be done by Zoom. That's the felony preliminary hearing control docket. October 10th at 2:30.
Your Honor.
You got a $10,000 cash or surety bond on that case.
Yeah. I was wondering if I wouldn't be able to have access to certain legal things to be able to put my case up.
I believe they've got a law library there at the jail. I'm not sure what kind of access they provide to you, but you can consult with somebody there at the jail.
Okay.
All right. I'm now going to take up 22 CR 398. This is Judge Webster's case. Looks like he failed to appear in front of her on July 31st. She set a new bond for $6,000 cash or surety. You've already had a first appearance, so I'm going to set this in front of Judge Webster on October 30th at 9 o'clock in the morning. That will be by Zoom, October 30th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So again, your bond is $6,000 cash or surety. Anything else on this case, Ms. Norris?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Your Honor, was the time for court on October 10th for 22 CR 508, was that 2:30?
That's correct.
Just clarifying. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be in recess. Mr. Walker, you are excused.
This guy is definitely not getting out anytime soon. It's a shame he didn't take advantage of the free legal counsel offered to him. Oh, wait. I know why. Sovereign citizens always seem to get tangled up in their conspiracies, so deep in their own beliefs that they refuse to see reason. But one thing I'll never understand is why they don't at least accept standby counsel. If they truly believe the court has no jurisdiction over them, wouldn't it make more sense to refuse all engagement instead of playing into the system with their scripted nonsense? Honestly, I'd respect them more if they just stayed silent rather than embarrassing themselves with legal gibberish that accomplishes nothing. This guy had a clear opportunity to get help, and he turned it down like it was some kind of trap. Now, he's stuck, completely unaware of what's happening in his own case. It's frustrating to watch, but also a little sad. I can't help but wonder if he's genuinely lost, or if he's just pretending to be clueless. There's always a possibility that he's struggling mentally. But at the end of the day, that doesn't excuse diving headfirst into this sovereign citizen rabbit hole. What these people fail to realize is that the law doesn't care about their beliefs. The court system operates whether they acknowledge it or not, and no amount of arguing or strange legal theories will change that. Yet, they continue showing up, insisting they aren't subject to the law, all while actively engaging in the very legal process they claim doesn't apply to them. It's bizarre, almost comedic at times, but ultimately it's just sad. Just imagine if this guy had a little bit of common sense. He could have had a lawyer help him navigate the system, potentially securing a much better outcome. Instead, he stood there in court, confused, asking if he was the defendant, completely oblivious to the reality of his situation. So, what do you think? Do you believe he's just playing dumb, or is he genuinely lost? Either way, this was an absolute disaster for him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was a little bit of common sense. He could have had a lawyer help him navigate the system, potentially securing a much better outcome. Instead, he stood there in court, confused, asking if he was the defendant, completely oblivious to the reality of his situation. So, what do you think? Do you believe he's just playing dumb, or is he genuinely lost? Either way, this was an absolute disaster for him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was one of the wildest court hearings I've covered, and I'd love to hear your take on it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.